Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of the city of Zagreb in Croatia. Zagreb is the capital of Croatia, located in the hinge of the country. We have the Dalmatian coast over here, and then we have the Slavonian interior here. And Zagreb kind of lands in the middle of that. Kind of appropriate to have a capital right there. Like I've said in the other city of videos, it's kind of hard to do a geography of a city when it's just a city, but there is actually some really neat geographic features in Zagreb. Some of them pertain to history, so I'll hold off a little bit on those details. But the main feature is that there's a mountain located within the city of Zagreb, the Medvednica Mountain. And of course, we'll go up on it in Google Earth and check it out. Get great views of the city below. The Sava River flows through the city, very important to its history. And really the main geographic aspect that's important to its history the most is the fact that Zagreb was once two cities. Hold on, I am stuck to the map. It is so hot in here right now. It was once two cities. There was an upper city and a lower city. Upper town, lower town. But to start off history, there was a big Roman presence in this area, very famously. In Croatia, very large Roman presence, and in the area here. But it really doesn't kick off, our history doesn't kick off until the year 1094, when the Hungarian king Ladislaus founded a diocese here, which means that a cathedral was built and the community around the cathedral was established. That eventually became known as the town of Kaptal. A town on the other side of this little creek area flowing into the river that was on top of a hill was a different town known as Gradec, and that was the upper town. And these two really, gosh, I'm stuck to the book. The two towns became big rivals, especially after the Mongols arrived. In 1242, the Mongols came through this part of Europe doing what Mongols do best. King Bela of Hungary hid in the town of Gradec, which had a nice safe wall built around it. And as a way of saying thanks to the town for protecting him, he issued a golden bull, Gradec's golden bull, which essentially gave that town autonomy. Gave it a lot of special privileges. So it became sort of an anything you can do, I can do better situation, where which one is better, the one with the big cathedral or the one with the autonomy? And it got pretty heated throughout history. I think it kind of started as one big neener, I'm better than you, but it started to turn violent. The little creek that I mentioned separating the two towns was another point of contention because it was used for power, water power, turning wheels and such to operate, all of the workings of the towns. And it became who's going to be in charge of what. And it started to get bigger and bigger until it started to become violent, and there were horrible clashes, loss of life, buildings being burnt down, things like that. It turned pretty rough. And that grudge was settled in the year 1851 by a man named Ban Josip Jelačić. Ban was the word for a lord. So he was designated in charge of the area, and he united the cities together into one. From what I understand, the area was kind of always known as Zagreb, but with the two cities having their own distinct names, so they just all became Zagreb. Zagreb became the capital in 1557 of Croatia. So it made sense just to make it all one big city. The fighting stopped. They drained that creek. It's now a street. I'll show it to you on Google Earth. And all was well. For that, at least. The main disasters mostly came in the form of earthquakes. There was a huge one in 1880 that damaged many parts of the city. There would be another, jumping ahead a little bit in history, in 2020 that also damaged a lot of parts of the city and damaged the cathedral as well, and it's still under renovation and repairs from that. It's 2026 when I'm filming this, so hopefully in a couple of years, if someone watches this, it'll be all fixed by then. But mainly the history of Zagreb after this point just follows Croatia, with the main aspects of history being World War II, being controlled under a puppet state. Oh, before that, though, was the vote for independence after World War I, which occurred here in Zagreb, in the government buildings, and joining the, I was going to say, the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, which is such a mouthful, eventually just became Yugoslavia, which is a much better name. Then World War II happens. Croatia is becoming an independent puppet state ran by Nazi Germany. Once World War II is over, Yugoslavia is reestablished, and Croatia would declare its independence from Yugoslavia and Zagreb in 1991, which led to a long and horrific conflict between Croatia and Serbia, basically what was left of Yugoslavia by that point. Did not really affect Zagreb too much, but of course it did, because it was a very, very violent war there. It lasted a couple of years here in Croatia, but that is essentially the history of Zagreb in a little nutshell, a little brief nutshell. I could go into more detail, but I figure that's just a good gist of it. If you think I left out anything major, just let me know down in the comments. All right, I am sweating in my office here. Oh gosh, I'm sweating all over Italy down here, and I'm sweating all over Bulgaria. Goodness, okay. I gotta let my atlas dry off a little bit, and hopefully when I hit the lights it'll cool down a bit in here. But I will show you Zagreb on Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are in the city of Zagreb. You can already see the big mountain I told you about, technically part of the city. Then there's the main city down there. But let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here is Croatia. Pretty easy to find on a political map because it has such an unusual shape, having this long coastline here on the Adriatic Sea, very famous coastline there, located in an area of Europe known as the Balkans, which is basically this whole southern chunk-ish here. Is Bulgarian Balkan? I don't think Bulgaria is I think it's just this area here. Like former Yugoslavia and Greece, essentially the Balkan area. But it's right across the way from Italy. Very easy to find Croatia. And here is Zagreb. So let's start. You can see lower town, and then over here's the upper town. We'll start in the lower town. Dun, dun, dun. There's so much to see here. It's a fun little city. As always, I recommend that you poke around and see things for yourself. But we are going to start right down here at the main square, which we can see in 3D. Ta-da! I guess if we tap that, Ban Josip Jelačić Square, the guy that united the two cities into one big Zagreb. Looks like a lot of Christmas time photos here. A cool blue bus going by, and it's a busy little square. Oh, fancy little horses by the statue. See a big memorial there as well. I believe that's, gosh, I want to say that was for World War II, but I'm probably very wrong. Anyway, oh yeah, and then a map here of what I assume was what this area once looked like. But yeah, here is the main square here of the city. I was reading about this big structure here, which I think is now like one of the taller buildings in the city. How it's got like all the shopping and houses and such in it. You can see the cranes there from past construction. Google Earth is still picking up. It just looks like a crane is just floating in the air. But over here, we can see the cathedral. And you can even see here on Google Earth where they're working on restorations. Let's check it out. The Cathedral of Zagreb. Yeah, like every photo that I've seen is some kind of scaffolding over the towers mainly. But of course it's beautiful inside. It has a museum attached. It's very distinct here in the city. This big Gothic cathedral. I guess you can see what the spires typically would look like. I guess that's damaged and fixed up, I guess. Yeah, there's a little museum on the side. Beautiful stained glass windows. A gorgeous, gorgeous big old Gothic cathedral here in Zagreb. You can see here the capital. This one's the town of Capital. This area came up in everything when I was researching. This is just a big market area. Let's see. Oh, we don't want to see that. We want to see just the, I guess I have to tap on a shop name. I guess I could just show you this. All these are umbrellas. These are all market stalls. Yeah, big red umbrellas there. But yeah, this market came up on everything that I researched, so I should mention it. This road here you can see, which I'm probably going to mispronounce, but I'll try it. It's called Shitsa. Anyway, this used to be the creek that separated the two towns. And now it's a main thoroughfare with lots and lots of restaurants on it. And let me see what this is. Oh, nothing apparently. Yeah, it's mostly, from what I could see, known for different restaurants, and you can see them all popping up here. All kinds. Chalt's nickname of the street there. You can see some stairs leading up to the upper town. But I also want to show you maybe it's over here. Maybe it's on this road. Goodness, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember where. Gosh, it's one of those things that it was so easy to find when I was rehearsing, and I've completely forgotten where it is. It's not this far. It's got to be over here somewhere. Isn't it like right here? Of course, everything's in Croatian, but that's fair, isn't it? I gotta show you the tunnel leading into the old town, but I can't remember where it is. It's somewhere around here. I'll know it when I see it. You can see Grada Zagreb. I'll find it. Wait, this is it. I found it. There we go. This tunnel leading in to the upper town, which was used as a shelter bunker during World War II. It's a little museum inside. Looks like some restaurants as well. But you can see some, I don't know what that is, stuff for sale, I'm guessing. There's something else I wanted to show you over here, but I've forgotten where that is too. Anyway, it's not this one, is it? No. Another tunnel. They're all decked out, aren't they? Gosh, where was it? I'll find it at some point. Let's head to the upper town. So there's a little funicular you can take up. If you don't want to take the stairs, totally fine. Up here's a big tower that has a big cannon on top of it. I'll show you the actual tower here. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. You can see the little choo-choo going up and down. There's a big cannon at the top, and it fires at noon every day. So if you're visiting Zagreb, just know that at noon there'll be a big boom. It's tradition for that to fire off every day. But then we head down here to the other most important part of the city. Dum, dum, dum. So this is, you saw the intro, St. Mark's Church, and it has this gorgeous roof on top. So stunning. It's also undergoing repairs after being damaged. So I saw a video recently that said it's still closed to the public. Don't know if that's still true, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's the thing I was trying to show you. I must be nearby. It was over. I'll find it later. We'll stick over here. And then this is the St. Mark's Square, where we can see some other important buildings, including the place that Croatia is ran from. This is where everything happens here in Croatia. This is the building where they voted for independence twice, and where the country's government is ran today. So yeah, very important area, isn't it? All right, I need to find where Mary's tunnel is. Let me just find random photos. It's such a pretty area. Like I said, I always encourage you to explore these areas yourself. But one of these tunnels leading in that I cannot find for the life of me. I'm sorry to those of you who live here or have been here, like you're just so way off. It's labeled like the Mary Tunnel. But there's a picture of it over here. Let me show you, at least the little shrine area. That's for the execution. We'll talk about that. Where'd it go? Wasn't it in this slideshow? Oh my gosh. I'm like overheating trying to do this. It's hard to think while I'm sweating. Buckets right now. Maybe it was it in this slideshow? Yeah, this. So you can see it's a little painting in there, but it's hard to see, of the Virgin Mary. There was a big fire in the area, and in that area everything was destroyed, but in the rubble they found this perfectly preserved painting of the Virgin Mary. So one of the tunnels leading in, and I can't for the life of me find, it's driving me crazy. They have a shrine for her there where her painting was found. Look at this. That's the 80s museum. There's a lot of fun museums here. There's also this area over here where you can see lots of photos of the cathedral and its renovations, and a little love rail over here where you put a lock on the gate with your loved one to seal your love up forever. All the locks there. I like seeing those. They're nice. All right. That's driving me nuts that I can't find the thing. It's over on this road. I swear it is. Anyway, I've told the story. Maybe you can find it on your own. Oh yeah, and then the Zagreb Museum over here. Zagreb City Museum. Let's see what we can find here. Lots of very old ruins. Very old, cool looking statues there. Big gold angel. Look at this outfit. I'm guessing this is what he's wearing there. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the execution site. I'll tell you that in a second. Oh, pretty queen. A big penny farthing. Wow, very like Babylonian, but it's not. I guess the lion here looks a little Babylonian in his big beard. It's not Babylonian at all. You can see his Orthodox cross there. I don't know why I said that. I feel like my sanity and my thoughts are slowly creeping out with, oh, it's an Oscar. Not a real one, because it's still maybe an honorary one. I think I read this before as for a documentary or something. Yeah, I'm like profusely sweating. I'm gonna need to like jump in the shower after this. But there are lots of other neat little museums you can see down here. They got some Egyptian stuff. Maybe they do have Babylonian stuff here. Maybe that's why I had it on the mind. Look at the pretty jewelry and little figurines down there. So up here, not there, this site was the site where a revolutionary was executed. So he is honored there. There's the how come I can find every picture of it but not the actual place? Oh, that's so cute. But yeah. Let's go up the mountain before I turn into just a wet ball over here. Let me put the borders back up so we don't go too far away, but Nevdevgrad needs the mountain. You can see the big, I want to say castle, but I think it's more of a church monastery if I recall, but maybe it is a castle. Big gorgeous views up there. They even have a knight. Honorable knights. It must be a castle. What's this? Beautiful waterfalls. Yeah, there's lots of neat nature up here. Gorgeous waterfalls and green and hiking and snow in the winter. All very, very beautiful. Let's see, all of these slideshows are pretty great. This one, Nature Park. No, definitely not that one. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. Definitely not. But isn't that gorgeous? Look at how much green there is in the little stream. I feel cooled off just looking at it. Maybe this is the one I really liked. I think so. I liked all of the slideshows here because this is my kind of environment. I love forests. What did it say? Forest trail. I thought it said forest troll for a second. Like, uh-oh. Because, you know, sometimes forests are peaceful, cute, peaceful little areas. And sometimes you can just tell that there's something like mystical and deep in them. You guys have seen me be like, there's fairies here, like this isn't safe. But I don't get that feeling here, even though it does look very like fairy tale like. This feels like a very beautiful, calm forest to explore. So you have my stamp of approval. You can go here without worrying about the fairies, okay? It's all good. But yeah, lots to see here. You can see the river, the train station right there. It's not the train station. I'm like not doing very well here. Where's the... It's up here. Right? Now I'm lost. I'm lost in Zagreb. There's worse places to be lost. Where's the big shopping mall? Why is it pointing out every McDonald's? Where am I? I don't think I know where I am. Aha, over here. This is the... Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, so down here is the train station. There we go. This looks much better. And then the river is... That's railroads. I cannot think. Here's a Nikola Tesla museum, which I need to say, I said in a video last week, I think in my Serbia video, that Tesla was born in Albania. I was so wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't know. It's one of those things where when someone was like, well, you said Albania, and I was like, what? And then I went back, I'm like, oh no, why did I say that? He was definitely born in what's now Croatia. I am so sorry. I do not know why I said that. I must have been thinking about something Albania. But you can see that the Nikola Tesla Museum has all kinds of doodads here from all different eras. They got a US rocket ship. You saw the Soviet little rover guy. Cute. It's got big probes for some reason. Lots of stuff there at the Nikola Tesla Museum. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, I think what we'll do is end this video before I ramble too much in this gorgeous area here with the big castle. Let me find which one's the best slideshow to end this in. Go over here. It's all Christmassy. I also read that Zagreb is like one of the best Christmas towns to visit in Europe. So if you're around Croatia at Christmas time, check out Zagreb. I'll end it with this one. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry this was off the rails. It is boiling in my office right now, and I'm completely drenched and can't think, so I'm about just to go sit in the shower for 10 seconds in the cold water. How cute. Look at, they built a little chair in this tree, little doves. But if you did like this style of content, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below. We have officially finished the City of Blank series and moving on to every other region starting with C. We're going to kick it off in Scotland again. We just did City of Edinburgh. We're going to hop over to the other side of the Forth kind of, sort of the other side, and visit the tiniest council region in Scotland. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. Sorry that it was so extra, but I am literally drenched. You can't even tell. I do hope though you found it relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good